Patrick Cook here. Well, welcome to session 20 of Mastering Mandelbulb3D Formulas. In this session, I want to cover kind of an interesting area. I don't think it's well thought out, but it is what it is. And I'm referring to the dropdown for the formula categories. All right, for instance, let's take this 3D here. Now, if I just hover over that 3D label, I get a drop down. All right. Now, I have found this very difficult to use, but it is the way it is. It's not going to it's not going to change, so don't worry about it. It's just the way it is. I found that the fonts do not scale with your Windows font enlargement. There's really nothing you can do to modify the size of the font of this list. So it is what it is, okay? I also found that it's a little bit too smart for its britches. You don't really know where you are. You don't really know which of these three categories I've picked, okay, with that list shown. It's actually as wide as three of these categories: 3D, the second 3D set, and then the 3DA. So you kind of lose track of just what category you pulled down. But in time, you get a feeling for this, and you have a pretty good idea where you're at. All right. I also found that if you pick a formula, all right, obviously it's going to go up into the formula name. Unfortunately, you don't have a good way of knowing which category that formula came from. All right. In time, it's just one of those things where you'll get used to it after a while. Okay. All right. So the second set right here, as we had talked about in a previous sessions, the underscore indicates that that's a transform formula, okay? And certainly we have a scroll bar here and we can get to the other formulas. All right, now I've noticed here that if you just kind of push the mouse down, it will automatically scroll for you. Or back up at the top, you kind of, you would think that it would kind of push that scroll bar up, but it does not. It'll actually call up a whole nother list. So this automatic scroll bar is a little strange. I push it down, it'll auto scroll, but I come back at the top, it does not auto scroll. So that's just the way it is. Okay. All right. Now, there is a couple interesting things that we can do with this, with these lists here. Let me just go over to, let's go to 4D, okay, just to pick something. Now, of course, what I'm about to tell you applies to all of the formula category lists. Now, if you pick one, let's just take this Axion 1 here. This is in the 4D formula category. All right. If I right mouse click one time, I'm going to get vote formula positive, vote formula negative. All that's really doing is it's saying, now that's a little weird, huh? The intelligence of this drop-down list is so much that it even tries to clear it for you, and it doesn't take away this pop-up, which I don't believe is going to work properly now anyway. So we'll just click off of it. Okay. So get the 4D again. Let's get the 4D. Okay. All right. I'm going to right click on it. Now, if I vote formula, let's see what happens. Let's see if it did anything. 4D. Okay, good. Good. It voted that formula that I had selected, Axion 1, it had voted it to the top of the list. That's what that vote means, okay? If I click on vote negative, it will put that formula all the way to the bottom of the list, okay? All right. So if I do, let's take top 4D. All right, I'm going to vote it up to the list. Vote positive. It should be at the top of the list. There it is. All right. And let's say that let's take this. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves here, okay? Let's take this and vote that to the bottom of the list. So I should have 2 at the bottom with the 4D category. There we go. There's the 2 that I had voted to the bottom of the list. Now, I can hover over that, right mouse click, and normal status for this formula. All right. And then that formula has moved out of this demoted position back up into its normal location. So I'm going to do this and normal status. So my 4D list, all right, they're no longer at the bottom. And there's my hop 4D, that's been restored. And my axion should also be restored. There it is, okay? So this is how you vote up and you vote down the locations, the positions of these formulas within their list. Now, the one other thing I want to show you about this. Let's pick on that axion again, all right, primarily because it's easy to locate. So I'm going to right mouse click on this and I'm going to hide it, all right? So hide this formula, all right? So let's go back here. Now we'll find that the axion is no longer in the list. The formula still exists. It's just not in the list. Now, if you've assigned that formula to something, all right, it'll still continue to be rendered because it'll be pulled up here and be assigned to a formula slot. All you're doing here is you're just simply hiding it from the list. Now, it's not very intuitive how you get that back, all right? You don't get those hidden formulas back by anything that you do on the list. What you do is you go up and you click this hidden button, hidden, and you'll see here that axion was hidden, all right? Right click on it, normal status, disappears from the hidden list. Now if I go back to 4D, we're going to find axion is back in its location, all right? So you have the ability to vote up to the top of the list, vote down to the bottom of the list, or hide it, hide a formula, all right, and restore the hidden by using this function here, or let's hide axion again, all right, if we vote it up or we vote it down, we can restore its normal position within the list here, all right, but if we hide it, we need to go to the hidden and restore it from there. Okay. So the caveat in this intelligent drop-down listing is you just sort of kind of have to get used to it. That's the way it is, okay? But these drop-downs will behave in a similar manner for each of the formula category lists, okay? And they'll all have, for instance, they'll all have the vote up, the vote down, the hide, and then of course, if you have hidden formulas, you unhide them by clicking this function, picking the one you want to hide, unhide, and then that will be restored back to the list. If you close the Mandelbulb3D application and restart it again, all of your voted up or voted down formulas will still be in their voted position, and they'll still be hidden. All right, so there's some things that we could have done better with that, but I don't expect that it's ever going to change from this functionality. The fonts will always be the fonts, and that's the way it's going to be. All right? But at least as long as you understand how to work with it, you're going to be okay. All right. So that's enough for this session. I've got something very interesting for you in the next session, session 21. I think you're going to be quite interested in that. So stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next session.